The storm, when it broke, was no great surprise.
Where's the remote? You, put that bloody guitar down and look for the remote. Oi, shift yourself. Are you sitting on it? Move your fat ass.
I'm not sitting on it. You had it last, under the papers.
Friday? What the hell are we doing with Friday's papers still in the house? And you? What the hell are you still doing in the house? It's time you were bringing something in instead of scrounging all the time. Where is it? Shift that guitar.
Oi!
Oi what? Come on. Come on. Have a go if you fancy it. Ah.
Ow. What's going off? Bobby? What's the matter?
No matter. Only tapped him.
Bobby? Bobby, where are you going? Let me have a look at you.
No, I'm going to work. I've got to go to work tonight, haven't I?
Let me see.
No.
Go on, get out, and don't bother coming back, you idle toad.
Bobby! Bobby!
And that was it. Leaving home was as simple as that. No more being careful not to upset Kev. No more having to move his stuff to make a space, and no more ignoring the fat get's ignorant comments. It was as much my house as his. I'd lived there all my life, me and Mum. I was there during the crying months after Dad left. It was me and Mum, together. And I was there when we repainted the kitchen and put up new shelves. There you go. No more bending down for your pans and casserole dishes.
Oh, Bobby, that's lovely.
And here, if you just hang on a minute, we can fit on your cookery books. Here we go. There. Look out! And I was there when we watched them collapse almost immediately. And believe it or not, we laughed. That was me standing there laughing with Mum.
Oh, look at them.
They looked so good.
They were good. They were lovely for 2 minutes. Come on, let's get this cleared up. Oh, you have to laugh though, Bobby. Oh, look at it.
Yeah, you had to laugh. And then that was me. Sunday afternoon in a godforsaken park in a godforsaken town where the minus points stacked up. I'd been kicked out, I got nowhere to stay, and I had a massive lump on my eye. The slob.
Friday? What the hell are we doing with Friday's papers still in the house? And you? What the hell are you still doing in the house? It's time you were bringing something in instead of scrounging all the time. Where is it? Shift that guitar.
Oi! Huh? You should show a little respect. And remember, this is not your house, so, Mr. Fat Slob, take this as a lesson. Leave my mother alone and get out before I do some real damage. As if it could all be sorted out just like that. It's much easier in Hollywood, isn't it? He didn't even manage a decent swear word, you idle toad. And there I was sitting on a park bench, fiddling around on A minor, C and F, searching for something suitable, something sombre, something for when you're small and useless. You've just been kicked out without putting up a fight. And you're sitting in a litter-strewn, dog-shit park with a throbbing eye. Welcome to adulthood. But there are some positives. Always look on the bright side, eh? The guitar was okay. And that night, I would get to see Bernie. And one more thing, I could play Goosebumps.
Bobby? Stephen's not in.
Oh.
He often goes round to his granddad on a Sunday. Was it something you wanted?
No, I'm on my way to the ferret. I'm glass collecting tonight, but I'm early. I just thought...
I don't know when he'll be back. Once they get involved in the railways, they could spend all night on them.
Railways?
Model railways. He must have told you about them.
No, I don't think so. No.
I'd ask you in, but we've got a house full at the moment. Stephen's got his young cousin staying, and his auntie, just for a few days until, well, things blow over.
No, that's all right. I've got my mobile. I'll give him a ring.
Bobby, are you okay?
Yeah, sure, fine.
You don't look so good. Have you had a bang on the head?
Yeah, just careless, eh? I should watch where I'm going.
Look, come in for 10. We'll find a space for you and I'll make you a cup of tea. That looks nasty.
No, I'd better be going. If I don't ring him, I'll catch up with him tomorrow.
Well, if you're sure.
Yeah, sure. There's no problem. Actually, that's quite a big problem. Potter's was my best bet for a settee to crash on. Turns out his whole extended family seems to have beaten me to it. And Potter builds railways with his granddad? Who knew? Of course! Am I an idiot or what? There's no need to answer that.
The sun is out, the sky is blue. There's not a cloud to spoil the view, but it's raining.
Potter!
Bobby, Mum said you came round.
Yeah, but you were out playing trains.
Yeah, it was Clapham Junction at my granddad's. What did you want?
I was early for work, just thought I'd pop round.
Oh, you okay? Mum said you looked a bit rough.
No, I'm fine.
So where are you now? The ferry?
Yeah, I'm early. Nobody kicking about yet. I don't know where Mike is. He must be somewhere. I've got the place to myself.
I could do with some of that. It's chaos around here. My auntie and her kids are staying. Something to do with her husband knocking her about.
Tell me about it.
What?
I've had a do with Kev.
I knew there was something wrong. It's been on the cards, hasn't it? Are you okay?
He smacked me one on the eye.
I hope you smacked him one back.
Oh, right, sure. I left him crying in a corner. He won't mess with me again. What do you think I am? No, I grabbed the guitar and left.
Left?
Yeah, and I'm not going back.
Oh, bloody hell. What are you going to do?
Not sure yet.
Well, you can come round here. Young Darren's in my bed and I'm on a mattress on the floor. But we'll make some space for you.
Potter, mate. You are a mate, but I can't do that. I'll sort something out. I'm going to ask Mike if he's got a space for a night or two.
Mike at the pub?
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah. Well, I'd better go. Be ready for action. Impress the boss and all that.
Is that all you're going to impress? Will Bernie be there tonight?
Yeah, she's singing tonight.
Singing? Wouldn't mind being there for that. The beautiful Bernadette, Miss Murphy. Mind you, I'd probably do more watching than listening.
You're not the only one saying that. The punters don't just come here for the beer.
I'm not surprised. You fancy her as well, don't you? You would, wouldn't you?
She's a teacher.
Now, what's wrong with that?
Well, you know what they're like for targets and key learning points.
Wouldn't mind an A for effort, though.
Well, you're welcome to try. She doesn't look my way too often. Look, I have to go. I'll give you a ring sometime.
I'll see you at school tomorrow. Hugs and kisses.
Right.
And give Bernie one for me.
Sure. I have to go. Sure, I would do that for you, Potter. Bernie. Bernadette Murphy. Miss Murphy of the tight-fitting trousers. She was fit, but she didn't have much to do with me. Because of school, I suppose. Not that she taught the sixth form, she was usually at the other end. Here at the pub, well, she made the place tick. You could see the blokes at the bar casually jostling for position to be served by Bernie. Pint of bitter and a moment's wondering. Take one for yourself. And she would smile, say she'd take it later and put the money in the tips jar, and me, she either ignored me or else she was taking the piss.
Hello, Bobby. How's the music superstar coming along? Have you sold your soul at the crossroads yet?
And I never knew what to say. But I watched her fielding the flirting with a not a chance but I'll let you down lightly smile. I watched her reach for the high shelf when her shirt slipped out of her trousers, and I knew it was a definite yes. As far as Potter's question about Bernie was concerned, yes, I definitely would.
Bobby, the Robert Johnson of Yorkshire. Sure I knew Bobby. Young Bobby, we called him as a kind of a joke. OK, so it's not much of a joke, but it sort of worked. Young Bobby, the finest glass collector in the north of England. I tried to keep my distance, but couldn't help teasing him.
What the hell are you still doing in the house? It's time you were bringing something in instead of scrounging all the time. Where is it? Shift that guitar.
Oi! Don't think I'm going to lower myself to violence. Unless you insist, that is, but I'm warning you. You will come off worse. You're nothing but a lazy slob. You're not wanted here. This is your last warning. Now pack up your stuff and go. Mum,
Bobby, where are you?
I'm at the pub.
You okay?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm working tonight. You know that.
Don't be late home.
I'm not coming home tonight.
Bobby,
I can't. After today, he's an animal.
Kev says he's sorry. He didn't mean it. He's been very stressed.
Put him on then. I'll listen to his apology.
He's not here. He's gone out.
You waited until he went out before you rang.
You shouldn't upset him so much.
I have to go. I'll give you a ring sometime.
Well, we got here bright and early for work then.
Oh, hi, Bernie. That's me. Bright and early and ready for action.
God, what have you done to yourself? I hope she was worth it.
Who?
Well, I take it you've been defending a fair maiden's honour.
Oh, no. It was nothing like that.
Shame. I've got a weakness for knights in shining armour.
Someone kicked my guitar.
Someone?
Kev, my mother's fat slob of a boyfriend.
Has anyone looked at it?
The guitar?
Oh, no, your eye. Let me see. Well, it's been a heck of a thump. Was he wearing a ring? There's a slight abrasion, but we can get this cleaned up. And I think we can save this young man. My friend, you're going to pull through. Just hang on, we can sort this.
You sound like an expert.
Multi-skill, me. First aid certificate as part of the job.
You're a teacher.
Well, I'm a classroom assistant.
Same thing.
Not when the payslip's coming, it isn't.
Is that why you're a barmaid as well?
Keep the wolf from the door. Classroom assistant, barmaid and occasional chanteuse. There you go. A thump of the eye and a musical set from me. A bittersweet night to remember. Now hold still. This might sting a little.
Ow! Potter was right. Of course, I fancied her. Who wouldn't? But I always thought she was older than me, wiser and in a different class. It wasn't until that night, though, that I realised just how far out of my league she was.
Bobby, yes. He was popular around the pub. The women liked him. They would have taken him home. They wanted to mother him. And the men didn't mind. It wasn't a threat. There was no need for that hair raising on the back of the neck, teeth-baring posturing. Bobby was fine. He loved the music nights as well.
What's going on here? We've got customers arriving and half my staff are partying in the kitchen.
Hang on, Mike. We've got a man down here. Just running a few repairs and we'll be doing our stuff.
See to it then. We're going to be busy tonight and we need to get off to a good start. What's he done?
It's nothing. It's just a bang on the head, that's all.
On second thoughts, you stay there. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
What's bugging him?
God knows. I hoped he'd be in a good mood tonight. I was going to ask him if I could crash.
What, here?
Yeah, there must be loads of room.
Loads of room in the pub, not so much in his heart. Have you walked out?
Yeah. Enough is enough. What's your place like? Got a spare corner?
Not a chance. No way. It's more than my job's worth.
What, barmaid?
No, classroom assistant. You're underage. It only takes one nosy parker to see you staying at mine, and I'll be up in the charge of kiddie fiddling no time.
Oh, I'm not underage. I'm 17.
You're a student at the school I work at. Yeah, you're in the sixth form, but it makes no odds. No, definitely not.
Okay.
Right, I'm done here. I've cleaned up that graze. It doesn't need a stitch or anything, but it's going to look a whole lot worse before it gets better.
Thanks.
Bloody hell. That's all we need. Level pegging have cried off. Useless sods. Well, that's the last time we'll get a booking here.
Oh, what's wrong with them?
Accident on the motorway. Transit's knackered.
Are they okay?
Who knows? But they left me in a spot. What are you two doing still in here?
Well, he told us to stay. Well, he told Bobby anyway.
I wanted a word with you, Mike.
Nice timing, Bobby.
Well?
I've had a bit of hassle at home, and I wondered if I could kip down somewhere in here tonight. You know, just for one night.
No. Sorry, lad. House rules. When the doors are locked tonight, we lock everyone out. Apart from me and the family, of course. Rules are rules, and we stick to them. In fact, I don't even want you collecting glasses tonight in that state. It gives a bad impression. Makes us look like a rough house. Take tonight off and come back next week. If you look half presentable then, you can carry on with your job. What are you looking at?
Not.
Come on, out with it. What is it?
No, it's not.
You think I'm being harsh?
Give the lad a break. I mean, look at the state he's in.
Yeah, it breaks my heart. But he's not the first lad to try and solve his problems with his fists, is he? This is a quality pub, a place for high-class entertainment, not a hostel for delinquents. If he doesn't like it, or you don't like it, you know what you can do.
Yes, I know exactly what I can do. Bobby, take your guitar and this damp flannel. Go and sit in the back snug for a while. Dab the flannel on your head. I'm coming in to talk to you in a few minutes. Go on, off you go.
And that was me, still being told what to do and obediently trotting off.
And how come you're calling all of the shots all of a sudden?
Because without level pegging, you were going to ask me to extend my sets tonight, and the last thing you want is for me to collect my stuff and walk out.
You'd give up your job?
Mike, believe it or not, there are other barmaid jobs.
You'd need a reference.
Without a reference, I'd just leave another button undone, don't I? Now, drafting some help for behind the bar, I'm going to need a bit more preparation time. I'll do it in the snug and the kid won't bother you tonight. Now then, do you want an update?
What's happened?
We've got some breathing space, that's what's happened.
What'd you say to him?
Never mind what I said. Come here and sit down.
Let us sit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings.
What the hell?
It's Shakespeare. We're doing Richard II for A-level.
Jeez, Bobby. You're jeopardising all that. Can you carry on at school if you walk out?
Dunno. I haven't thought it all through yet. I doubt it.
This boyfriend of your mum's?
Kev?
Yes, Kev. Is he hard? I mean, can he back himself up?
I don't know. He's a bully. I know that much.
Does he hit you, Mum?
He'd better not.
That's my boy. He whacks you one, leaving you with a beaut of a shine and you don't do a thing. But when I ask him about hitting your mum, you're ready to go 10 rounds with him.
You think I should have taken a swing at him?
No. Choose your moment. When to attack and when to retreat. I thought you guys learnt all that at an early age.
I don't want any kind of revenge. I just want to be away from him.
You're definitely leaving then?
You think I should stay?
Family's family. A roof over your head is a roof over your head. Think what you're giving up. School, qualifications...
Bernie, where's your family?
Oh, that's a leading question. I told Mike I was practising for tonight, but I think it's time we made a cup of tea. There we go. Milk, you don't take sugar, do you?
How'd you know?
The usual reason.
Oh, because I'm sweet. Ugh, yuck.
Never mind that. I've got a lot to tell you.
How about your family?
Such as it was. Me and my sister were brought up by my mum. We were fine until Gary moved in, and before long Kathleen, that's my sister, moved out.
Why?
I didn't know why at the time, but I soon found out.
Gary?
Right first time. And then he turned his attentions to me. I was 12.
Bloody hell. Did he hit you?
Hit me, and he started messing about with me, and I moved out before I found out what else was in store. A mate's family took me in.
What did your mum say?
God forgive you for telling such sinful lies. I stayed with my mate's family until I was old enough, and then I came over here.
Why?
I was looking for our Kate, but when I went to the address I had, no one had ever heard of her.
But you stayed?
There was nothing else.
No family?
No family, no nothing. I gave it all up. I was going to go to college. I was going to become a music teacher. I was going to teach music to lots and lots of kids. Instead, I had a whole lot of crappy jobs and dirty, dangerous places to stay.
Well, what about now? What about your mum?
She died. I didn't know anything about it at the time. I didn't go to the funeral or anything. I didn't even know where she was buried. I didn't know anything until a letter from a solicitor turned up, and then eventually a cheque arrived. Not for much. I could maybe have found a better flat or kept it as a reserve, but I spent it.
Splashed out?
Sort of. I bought the guitar.
The Martin OM45.
Blimey, you know your stuff. Yeah. I thought if I bought a good guitar, I would always remember Mum in a good light.
You've forgiven her?
She was a lovely singer, and every time I play to think of her.
Bernie, why are you telling me all this?
Because, I don't know. Let's change the subject. Tell me about your guitar. Come on, let's have a look at it. Now, what made me say all that? Lock it up. Keep it to yourself. That's always been my motto. I don't want to go back there to that dark house with the creaking staircase. And night after night of crouching in a corner fully dressed. Not daring to change into my nightclothes until I heard him wheeze up the stairs and cross the landing, holding my breath until I could be sure he was asleep. What right did he have? What right? It's got a lovely tone. What do you play?
I've got the Busker's Handbook. I love all that old stuff. Mr. Tambourine Man, Streets of London, Annie's Song.
Bobby, that's all ancient. The Dinosaurs Songbook. You're 17, you should have a bit more fire in your belly than that. Do you not play anything a bit more up to date?
Yeah, I do.
Well?
I can play Goosebumps.
What?
Goosebumps. Yeah, I got the intro, and then those chord changes, and the lyrics. Tiptoed back into the dark, here I go again, can't help it.
Bloody hell. I told him no, definitely not. More than my job's worth. Besides, I'm not my brother's keeper or my fella's pub worker's keeper. He'll have to learn to find his own way, fight his own fights. The spare bed wasn't made up or anything. No, no, no. And then he tells me he can play Goosebumps. Bloody hell.
So there you go. A Sunday I'd never imagined. First of all being kicked out by Kev, and then all sorts of discoveries. Potter's family pulling together through a crisis, and then seeing that there's much more to Bernie than teeth and tits. She's told me to sit at the back for her gig. She must have cleared it with Mike, because he saw me and didn't say a word. Then came the biggest surprise of all.
Thank you, you're all too kind. I want to end tonight with a bit of a surprise. All of this is totally unrehearsed, but spontaneity is everything, is it not? A great friend of mine is sitting somewhere at the back of the room. Where are you, Bobby? Ah, there you are. Not only a friend, but a very talented musician. And I'm going to ask him to come and help me with the last song of tonight's set. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a massive welcome to Bobby Young. Bobby, come on out here.
So there I went, guitar in hand, making my way through the tables, wondering what the hell she's got lined up. Except that I knew, really, didn't I? We'd had a go at it together in the snug about an hour earlier. There was a stool already there for me, and a mic stand had appeared out of somewhere, and of course a rowdy crowd by now didn't hold back when they saw me.
Sam, last collector, have you been toiling? What's the other friend look like? You give him that shiner, Bernie.
You, sir, what's your name?
George.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this with a love song. This song is dedicated to our friend George over there. It's dedicated to George and anyone else who thinks that domestic violence is funny. It's called Goosebumps.
Turn back into the dark. Here I go again, can't help it.
Oh, we nailed it. They went wild.
That was great, Bernie, thanks.
No problem. I loved it. Now, give me half an hour to get cleaned up around here, and then we'll make our way around to Montague Street. You do know Montague Street. On the way into town, past the old filling station. Get to number 41 and ring the bell for flat 5.
What's at flat 5?
Me. That's what's at flat 5. It's my place. I'm taking pity on a homeless musician tonight.
But I thought...
Never mind what you thought. As the great man said, things have changed. But remember, be discreet. Breathe a word of this to anybody and I might change my views on violence.
Discretion is my middle name. But why the change of mind?
Let's just say I remembered a house with a creaking staircase.
What?
Maybe someday I'll fully explain.
So what's the space? Have you got a spare 4-poster?
Cheeky bugger. No, I've got a basket in the kitchen. The dog won't mind.
Great. Do I get to share with Fido?
It's lady. Tonight you get to share with a lady.
Teasing. Right.
Wait and see. And Bobby.
What?
Never mind.
Here